Welcome to the Glitch Report, your daily marketing botcast. Brought to you by Leadpages. Here are our hosts, Kai and Luna.
All right, let's dive into some marketing news today, huh? Got a lot of ground to cover. Search engines, Spotify's doing something new, and Facebook's changing things up again.
Always something new, right?
That's the fun of it, though. Like, if you're in business or even just, interested in how the internet's working these days, well, this is kind of like your intelligence briefing, Keeping you ahead of the curve.
Intelligence briefing, I like that.
Right. So first up, AI in search. It's getting big. There's this guy, Dan Taylor, been looking at ChatGPT search, and honestly, it's making Google look a little, slow.
Yeah, AI is definitely shaking things up, and it can really change the game for businesses, like how they show up online. This Dan Taylor research, it's pretty eye-opening, shows the good and the bad of this whole AI search thing, especially ChatGPT.
Some of those ChatGPT search results were kind of out there, like making stuff up almost.
Yeah, sometimes it gets a little creative with the facts. Like, Taylor found that ChatGPT wasn't so great at finding local businesses. One example, someone was looking for an SEO agency in London. ChatGPT recommended one all the way across the country. Not exactly helpful, right?
Why do you think it struggles with that, the local stuff?
It might be how ChatGPT learns compared to Google. Google's been at it for years, building this giant database of businesses, connecting them to locations. ChatGPT, it's pulling from tons of info, but it's more general. Maybe it just hasn't figured out the local stuff as well yet.
So businesses that need local customers sticking with regular SEO and keeping their Google listing updated is still the way to go for now.
Sounds about right. But even weirder is how ChatGPT handles health stuff. It'll pull up websites Google doesn't even rank in the top 100.
Now that's a little scary. You wouldn't want to take medical advice from ChatGPT, would you? If Google doesn't trust those sites, why should we?
Exactly right. The sources ChatGPT uses, it's definitely something to think about, especially for important stuff like health.
But it's not all bad for ChatGPT. Taylor found that for financial stuff and e-commerce searches, it was pretty close to Google, sometimes even using newer information.
That's interesting. Seems like AI search affects different industries differently. So local businesses, healthcare, anyone doing specialized services, they might want to stick with what's working for now.
But finance and e-commerce folks, they got to start looking at how to optimize for ChatGPT.
Right. Got to play to each platform's strengths.
So the big takeaway here is that search is changing, and if you want to stay ahead, got to keep up with Google and AI search, like ChatGPT. Got to know what each one's good at and bad at.
Can't argue with that. Both are always changing, so staying informed is key.
All right, moving on from search, let's talk about something a little more visual. Spotify just launched this thing, Spotify for Creators. Seems like they're getting serious about video content.
Yeah, they're going for it. Looks like Spotify wants to be a big player in video podcasts, compete with YouTube and all that.
And they're not just messing around. They're letting creators make money from video views. They got those vertical video clips, even new tools to track how people are watching.
It's part of this bigger trend, right? Platforms want you on there no matter what you're looking at or listening to. Got to keep you engaged.
The interesting thing is, Spotify's CEO, Daniel Ek, and their CTO, Gustav, what's his last name? Söderström, They both said video's huge for getting people involved, so they're really putting their money where their mouth is.
Makes you wonder if this will change things for creators.
Yeah.
Especially those already on Spotify. What's better about Spotify than YouTube? That's the question, right?
Good point. So if you've been thinking about adding video to your content strategy, Spotify might be the place to try it. Looks like they're making it easy for creators.
I'd say so. Okay, last topic for this round. Facebook, or Meta, they're doing things differently now. Shifted their focus from engagement to views.
Big change, huh? Views are king now on Facebook, but what counts as a view these days?
Basically, if a video plays or even just pops up on someone's screen, that's a view.
So just scrolling past, that counts. Seems kind of broad, doesn't it?
It does make you wonder how they're defining engagement now, but it shows what Facebook wants, your attention, even for a second. And for anyone posting stuff or running ads, views are how you win now.
Whole new ball game. But wait, there's more. Meta also added tools to control how often you see ads. Finally, a way to stop those ads that follow you everywhere online.
Yeah, these frequency controls, they're interesting. There's a frequency cap, limits how many times someone sees the same ad, and a target frequency set an average number of times people see it. Got to find the right balance, though.
It's like reaching people without annoying them too much.
Exactly. And that brings up a good question. What does this focus on views actually mean for creators, for businesses. It's not as simple as it sounds.
That's what I was thinking. Like, okay, you got a lot of views, but are people actually paying attention, or are they just scrolling through, not really caring?
That's the million-dollar question. Views are important, but real engagement, that's what matters. Likes, comments, sharing stuff.
Right.
That shows people actually connecting with your stuff.
Right. It's got to be more than just eyes on the screen. Got to get them thinking, feeling something. So how do you balance getting those views with making something people actually care about?
There's no one answer, Depends on what you're trying to do, who you're talking to, what kind of content you're making. A few things to keep in mind. First, quality matters. Make sure your stuff looks good, grabs people's attention right away.
First impressions are everything online, right? Got to make them stop scrolling.
Exactly. Think about visuals, captions, a good hook that pulls people in.
Short, sweet, attention grabbing. Got it. What else?
Well, play around with different video types, different lengths. Facebook's pushing vertical video, so maybe try that. And don't be afraid to go short, those quick videos.
Makes sense. People's attention spans these days. Gotta keep things snappy.
For sure. Another thing, make it interactive. Ask questions, do polls, get people comment. Anything that starts a conversation gets them doing more than just watching.
Turn it into a conversation, not just you talking at them.
That's the idea. Oh, and remember those ad frequency controls. Use those to figure out how to reach people without overdoing it.
It's a tough balance, but sounds like the key is to watch your numbers, try different things, see what works for you.
That's the key to all this, being flexible. This digital marketing world, it's always changing.
It is crazy how much it changes. We started talking about AI search, and now it's video podcasts and Facebook counting views. Hard to keep up sometimes.
I know, right? The whole digital landscape is a moving target. But that's what makes it exciting, too. Keeps you thinking, keeps you creative.
The people who win are the ones who can adapt, try new things.
You got it. Okay, before we finish up, let's go over what we talked about today. First, the whole AI search thing, how it's different from Google.
Yeah, and how ChatGPT is good at some things, not so good at others. Businesses got to figure out which one works for them.
Then Spotify jumping into video podcasts, big opportunity for creators.
A whole new way to reach people.
And lastly, Facebook and their obsession with views.
Views are important, but we talked about how it's still got to be good content, stuff that people connect with.
Finding that balance, attention, and real connection. So stay curious, stay flexible, keep trying new things. That's how you not just survive, but thrive in this crazy digital world.
And on that note, folks, that wraps up our deep dive into the marketing news this week. Hope you learned something, got some ideas, and maybe had some fun along the way.
Until next time, stay sharp, keep on learning.